So on this.
Let's see those juice boxes, y'all. Let's see those juice boxes, y'all. If you are on the show, go ahead and hit that plus sign. Let's see those juice boxes, y'all. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Red Room Talk. You can find us here every Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I'm your host, Jen. The Red Room Talk is a show about love, intimacy, and interpersonal relationships, including self, to erase different social stigmas. We're here to have candid discussions and cut through those stigmas to show that in the end, no matter your background, we all have commonalities when it comes to matters of the mind and the heart. Nothing is off the table in the Red Room Talk. Last episode, if you missed us, that's okay. You can find us on YouTube by clicking that link in my profile and subscribing. Last episode we talked about empaths versus narcissists, but this week we're going to discuss mental health with this week's topic, New Year's mental health check. We have an all-star cast this week. We have OG Shad, Queen Essence, and Midnight Voice. Let's find out how the panel feels about mental health. Please do stick around till the end. We need the audience's help later in the show, so do not go anywhere. Before we get started, all I ask is you keep your mind open and your language clean. All right, we're waiting on one more. Waiting on Queen. But I guess while we are waiting, we will go ahead and let you introduce yourself. Normally we allow the ladies to introduce themselves first. So go ahead, Midnight, introduce yourself, and then we'll go on while we're waiting for a Queen.
Good evening. How's everybody doing? Yeah. This is your quicker picker upper bounty man. up midnight. But how's everybody doing? Catch me when you catch me, and that's all. That's all. Let's get this show on the road. Let's get it started.
What's going on, everybody? It's OG Shy, you know what I'm saying? OG for a reason, you know what I'm saying? I'm back here. I'm home. It's Saturday, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know y'all find this every Saturday. 10 o'clock, you know what I'm saying? Now, I mean, either stand of town. Y'all catch me out in these tag streets doing my thing. Please fade me, mucho gracias. Catch me out in these tag streets doing my thing daily. Once, twice, maybe three times, you know what I'm saying? So fade me, it all starts with the fade. Of course, I'm here every Saturday, you know what I'm saying, doing my co-hosted thing, and I love it here. Oh, I'm so happy to be here. And we got a great episode, you know what I'm saying? A great episode. New year, mental health is important. Very beautiful topic, and I'm ready.
All right. Looks like Queen just pulled up to the affair, so we'll go ahead and let her jump in the box and introduce herself before I do.
A queen's essence.
A Queen's essence. Sometimes.
Mm, the
There she
aroma.
is. There
Mm.
she is. There's the lady of the hour.
Good evening.
Good
Having
evening.
light trouble.
It's okay. That's okay. Well, go ahead and
Light
introduce
trouble.
yourself and let us know what you got going on. What you got
I don't have anything going on but light trouble right now for some reason. But it is Queen's Essence back again. Like a cold you don't want. As of right now, still doing the hair stuff. Still getting on Jen and Shad's nerves. So I think I'm doing my job. But yes, another weekend and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Well, everybody, I am Jen and Juice. I am the host of this show right here, right now, every Saturday at 10 p.m. And also, you can catch me tomorrow in that number one bubble. Wancho numbers down there in the comments. Hashtag Jen Show. You can catch us in his live tomorrow for Soul Food Sunday. Make sure y'all tap in. We're going to be cooking some good food and having some great conversation. So I'm really excited about that. We've been gone for a minute, so glad about that. And then again, go to his live on Tuesdays. Also, y'all here on the other side for Wancho Snacks and Juice. And make sure y'all tap in on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. for that. Before we get started, because of the nature of the discussion tonight, I did actually post the National Suicide Hotline. I posted it for the Veteran Suicide Hotline, also the LGBT hotline, and there's another one too that I posted. But make sure you guys, if you do need that, please go tap in and make sure if you need help that you do reach out. So I just want to make sure that everyone knew that that was readily available for anyone who needs it. So we'll go ahead and get started. Upbringing and early life experiences can significantly impact one's current mental health. Traumatic events such as abuse or neglect can lead to the development of mental health disorders such as anxiety or depression. Additionally, negative family dynamics such as dysfunction patterns or conflict may contribute to low self-esteem and difficulty forming healthy relationships. On the other hand, a supportive and nurturing upbringing can enhance mental resilience and promote overall well-being. Ultimately, early life experiences play a crucial role in shaping one's mental health outcomes as they influence the development of coping skills, self-perception, and ability to navigate challenges. So the question is,
How has your upbringing, early life experiences affected your current mental health?
I think that a lot of my early life experiences, like from when I was younger to being a teenager, um, they affect my mental health because I feel like I wish I could go back to how simple I felt life was then. You know, being an adult, taking on all of what we used to just see as someone being a parent is it's just monumentally different. And now I do find myself being like, how did she do it? You know, like where did they get the strength? And I'm, you know, I feel like I'm right under them. My parents have well, my mom had 4 children, so I only have 2, and I'm like, I ain't never seen that lady sweat, cry, nothing. Like it's more so like trying to figure out how to strength that you watched, and you get your insecurities or doubts about that, trying to step into it, but you like, shoot, I got here, and I think it's probably one of the main things now that keeps me kind of trying to tell myself like, okay, my mental health is this is normal, like these normal things that are happening in life, the stress, and even sometimes the things that are really really good, it's like your mom did it, your aunts did it, like you can do it. But it definitely, I don't know, I think I'm having a gin problem today. It definitely is not it's not always a negative thing to feel. It's not always a negative mental space to be in. It's more of a kind of like a enlightened, like a inspiring.
Excuse me.
We'll go ahead and move on to midnight.
Yeah, kind of. Me as growing up, I had a pretty normal background. My parents, I had both my parents, mom and dad. They tried to, you know, did they tried to teach us the right way. Go to school, do everything the right way, so you don't have to look over your shoulder, do anything you don't want to do, or stuff like that. Um, and um, growing up, I mean, my dad did everything he knew how to do. When I messed up, caught caught that belt. When I did good, got rewarded for it. I mean, every he tried to do everything he could to make sure I had a good upbringing. Now, how did it affect me mentally? Not all that much, but as I grew up, that's when things started to change. And I will say that I have a lot of unanswered questions, but that's it's something that I when I branched off from them, I had to figure things out on my own. Now, did they rock with me on it? No, not at all. They It was more of things got dark. So I'm working on it day by day. So yes, the from when I was younger, yeah, cool upbringing, no problem. But as I got older, no. So there you go.
My upbringing and early life experiences, I can't really say has affected my current mental health. Reason why I'm saying it is everybody has a different way they're brought up and everything. Um, I feel like with me just being raised primarily by my mother and my brother being there, my older brother was the most stand up man, so I could have had in my life growing up at that point in time, along with my uncles. So when I needed a safe space, they were my safe space. When I needed to be disciplined, I was disciplined, all other stuff. Whatever I had on my mind or whatever, I was able to speak freely, and let them know what was going on. So even mentally back then, I think I was in an excellent place. But going off and then serving this country and going through, combat and all of that stuff, that has affected me the most throughout the years because I'm able to look back on, the earlier time frame, 18 to 22, 23, 24, out here young, living life, all of that good stuff, you know what I'm saying? Then going through actual combat and then having to come back and deal with, the traumas of that, it's not something that just happens. It's a daily reminder, you feel me? You deal with things daily when it comes to that type of thing. So everything is definitely a fight. Every day is a fight. So you have to make sure that you have safeguards in place, people that you trust that you're able to communicate with, and everything else. But that's just my take.
Um, So, my upbringing and early life experiences have had a significant impact on my current mental health because growing up like in an open and supportive environment has contributed to a sense of like stability and resilience. We had what I call like the family table. You know, we talk about our days or what we had going on at the time. While experiencing challenges and traumas during my life has fostered vulnerability, led to insecurities and anxiety. Additionally, like the values, beliefs, and coping mechanisms instilled in me during my journey in therapy also influenced my current mindset, my overall well being, and my ability to navigate and cope with stressors in life. I still very much am working on issues that I need to work on, but it is that it's work, and often it can sometimes feel worse before it gets better. Like a lot of people think, oh, you go to therapy, like you're just fixed, but no, it's you actually have to put the work in. There's days when I end and I feel worse than when I started, but it's because you have to work through those things. You have to get to the other side. It's real work. It's like building blocks. You have to build up your confidence, build up those things that you really need to work on. And while my family wasn't like a perfect family, but it was a listening family. Like I said, we would be at the dinner table. We would just like pass around like just pass around stories, or even if it wasn't a story, just like like, man, I had a really bad day today, or whatever. Like we couldn't really watch TV, or obviously we didn't really have phones back then. I'm kind of old, but um but like we had to put all the like electronic stuff away. We couldn't, we just actually had to focus on actually having dinner with our family and just talking. And that really made me feel like that's what I want for my family, because it really did help to actually feel like you were heard. um you know it wasn't always perfect, but for the most part we understood, like we always had each other's back. Like even if we weren't talking at the time, like when it came down to something that we needed, like we are there when it matters.
Sure.
So for me, it wasn't always a great thing, but it really helped me to get where I'm at now. Like I'm very much a I don't give up type person. So
That's
yeah,
dope.
do y'all have
Only
any?
family time we had was somebody was getting disciplined. Hey, come here. Sit down. Oh Lord, what did I do?
Well, if y'all are just pulling up, that's okay. We have so much more to come, y'all. You can find us every Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on the Red Room Talk. We just discuss how your upbringing and early life experience affected your mental health. But I do want to get a bit deeper. But before I do, y'all, make sure you go to wancho.juice on Instagram. We're doing a contest right now. Look for the Wancho Juice website launch. That's wanchojuice.com. Go check out for that. And also make sure you check out the last post. If you are having any type of mental health issues, I did list all the numbers to the suicide hotlines. So make sure you guys tap in if you do need help, or reach out to anyone here, and we'll definitely be glad to listen. Um, so the next question is,
Are there any unresolved traumas or past events that continue to impact your well-being?
Yes.
go ahead and I have you go first this time, and then we'll kind of keep it in a rotation.
Me.
No, ladies first. Ladies first.
Oh, go ahead then. Go ahead then, girl.
All right.
He's like, no, 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 no.
I learned growing up that, or as a grown woman, I learned that over the years, certain things can suppress themselves. Um, they can be really happy moments with someone who has passed, and they can be really sad moments where you were mad, upset, or hurt. And a, it's like I feel like I've had like a good trauma where I was raised around really loving, open, and just wonderful people. But I feel like how I was raised and putting me as a grown woman into the society and just the dating and friend pool that we have right now, it's like delightfully traumatized me, because most people now have that "I'm gonna get you before you get me" type of mentality. I was not raised to anticipate hurt from people. I was not raised to um understand or be okay with disrespect or abuse, you know. I've only had one childhood thing where I was in a like a incestual molestation type of, thing, and I feel like my family handled it very well. But because of how well they handled life in general, um now it makes me feel like, what did I miss? Because what I was prepped for and molded for is no longer a thing, and it's really hard to remain yourself untainted without trying to do, or without wanting to do what you see being done around you for whatever reason, financial gain, status improvement. Like, it's really hard. So some people would be like, well, it sounds like you are resentful of being raised good. I am, because a lot of people around me were not. So in some senses, around certain individuals or in certain circles, I'm gullible, because I'm not, when you come around, I don't think like, oh, this person's gonna break my heart and steal all my money. No, I'm like, oh, okay, this person's cool. They got their head on right. They got a job. I commend people for doing what they do or having what they have at the age that we are, because us making it is damn near making us antiques. Because where I come from, if you make it to 21, you are OG. Just because of, violence and health reasons unknown. Like, I'm happy to be 35, and I get excited when I see people that I went to school with or had previous jobs with, because life is ghetto, and trying to navigate through everything and trying to remain, yourself, trying to remain sucker free in a world full of lollipops is a hard job.
Say that
But
one more
somebody got to
time.
do it.
Say that one more time
Trying
again.
to remain sucker free in a world full of lollipops is really hard.
Download it to the memory bank. hmm Um, on my behalf, um, this is really a touchy subject for me because I've endured a lot of pain, mentally, physically. It's a lot of unanswered questions for me, and just trying to brush it off my shoulders and move on has been really tough for me. Um, it's gotten to the point now where pain is pain doesn't really bother me anymore. It's more of a numbing feeling. Um, I used to I used to use anger as fuel to feel it. Anger was
Coping
more.
mechanism.
It felt good. It
Mm-hmm.
was just it added fuel to the fire to where I could do anything. And in turn, a lot of people feared me, and I didn't really want nobody to fear me like that. But
Right.
um, it's gotten to the point where I don't talk to my family. Um, I only talk to certain people in my family, three at most, and it's gotten to the point where I've had family members pull a 9mm in my face. I've had a family member pull a knife to my throat. I've had, I didn't had a gun pulled on me in school. It's fighting it was to the point where I had to fight for everything. So dealing with disappointment and being like just the fact of being when I go and interact with people, they can see the anger just exuberate out of me, and just dealing with trying to encounter women that I wanted to talk to, I couldn't say nothing to. Even I still deal with that to this day because I've been rejected so much. I've been disappointment after disappointment, failure after failure, sacrifice after sacrifice. I've given so much to where, and I still feel like I'm never enough. And I still deal with that to this day. But I try and put on a smile. I try and keep pushing the best way I can, the best way I know how. So, do I have a lot of traumas? You betcha, no question. And that's how I stand on that one.
When it comes to unresolved traumas and past events for myself, um, the biggest outlet I had was I've had to call the suicide line before. I've had to rely on friends before. Um, Therapy, counseling, any type of way that you're able to get it off of you and get it out there, it's always going to be a release. And I'm glad we're doing this episode because mental health as a whole is not discussed enough. It's actually frowned upon. A lot of people are ashamed, but my thing is it starts somewhere. So I commend everyone that's here, everybody that chose to appear in this episode and everything. Thank you. But just being able to talk to someone, being able to get it out, that's going to help you feel a sense of relief. And honestly, even when it comes to my past traumas, it's not even the forgiving part. It's the not being able to actually forget it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll forgive you, not for yourself, but for me. But it's the being able to forget. So I mean, we all need someone to talk to. We all need people we trust. But just having a plan or a course of action. Um, Harboring traumas leads to flashbacks and a lot of other scenarios mentally that could just drive you crazy. And I know it's not easy um, to tell a stranger your business, whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, we have to be honest with ourselves, take that look in the mirror, and actually dissect ourselves. Like, listen, we need help for this. We're going to get help for this. And there's nothing wrong with that. You should be applauded, commended, and everything else because any steps you take to improve yourself, I commend you every step of the way. But it's all about improvement.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so while yes, like there are things that like still affect me mentally, I did take the leap to get into therapy to work on those past traumas, so it doesn't negatively affect those around me. The biggest thing that does affect me is when I got sick. My world kind of flipped upside down trying to navigate a new normal. Um, Also, I had endured abuse throughout my life, like, older in my life in a relationship, and also outside of that. I still do have like triggers that will affect me negatively, but I've gotten to a place where I can cope and have found ways and exercises that actually help me work through stressful moments. Um, and then, way like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like meditation, things, stuff like that I utilize to kind of cope. But more than that, even day to day, stressors and things like that I go through. Therapy really has helped. Like with those building blocks of getting through even the daily stressors with more than even just the traumas, because you got to think like, yeah, the big things that that affect you, um, those are huge, but it's the day-to-day things that trigger those little things. Like, it could be just the smell of something, or it could be a certain song or a certain phrase that someone might use. Those are the things I think that affect me more. Just the little things that you don't really think about until they hit. Those are the kind of the things that probably affect me more than the actual events that have happened. But beyond that, like I said, therapy. Do not be afraid of therapy. Doesn't mean you're crazy. Doesn't mean that. It's just someone to listen to you openly, to be able to get things out, and they're not objective. Like, they can't just, oh, I'm gonna go tell your cousin because you told me something. Someone who you could get it out to, that's not gonna repeat what you have to say. And like I said earlier, I did post those suicide hotlines. There's several different ones. So whatever your needs are, all of them should be met with all the numbers that I posted. So if you do need to utilize those are posted. But y'all, it is actually my favorite time of the night.
Uh-oh.
Yes, it is. When you hear that sound, that means we are at our hot seat question segment. Our hot seat question is left up to the fate of the audience. That's right. I went to Instagram to ask our peers what they wanted to ask for this week's hot seat question. If you want your question to be featured on next week's episode, make sure you go to my profile, click that icon, and follow me on Instagram. And look out for our hot seat question post, y'all. But now is the time to enter in the comments who on the panel you want to answer tonight's question before I reveal it. Go ahead and enter in the comments now.
Please do not choose me. Please do not.
Enter in the comments now who on the panel you want to answer tonight's hot seat question.
Okay, so we got one for Jen. Okay.
We got one for Jen.
Oh.
We got one for Sean. We got another for OG. We got two for Sean. So, Karen, stop laughing at me. Your mama. Go ahead, Sean, and answer tonight's question and get this.
Oh, yeah. I got you. Don't mind if I do.
Bars. Bars.
So, Sean, I'm going to go ahead and allow you to be tonight's shining bald and bougie glory. But this week's question is, what impact do you think social media and digital technology have on yourself and others' overall mental well-being?
Ooh. All right. I'm going to tackle others first. It's a harsh environment depending on the type of social media or the platform that you use. Just as they like to say, kids are cruel and mean and that and third. Adults are too. Especially if you're posting. Yeah, especially if you're posting, like certain pictures and stuff. People feel safer to say certain things behind a device that they wouldn't say out loud or to someone's face. It could be a form of bullying and everything else, depending on the situation or the circumstance. And technology really ruined that in certain ways, because things you can communicate to a person could actually ruin their day, cause them to harm themselves or anything else. And for others, they have become very safe to be behind a device and saying things that they wouldn't say to someone's face or even to their mom, if their mom was around. What I can say for myself is when it comes to social media and, platforms and mental health, I take a break. I'm not even going to tell you guys no lie. I take a break. If I've removed certain apps from my phone, I'll do that. I'm cautious about certain things that I post because I don't want the wrong people getting the wrong message or just reaching out to me, and all that other stuff to check on me, because I do tend to get missing for a little bit. But that's my mental health. You have to give yourself a break. You have to take time to be you. You have to take time to go through whatever you're going through to get through it. And it's all about self-care, self-maintenance, which is why this mental health checkup is so important. It's a new year. You get in your car and everything service monthly. We need to service our mental the same way. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's a day-to-day thing. So my thing is, I take my breaks. If it gets overwhelming, I'll step back. But you have to make sure that you're taking care of you because nobody else is going to do that on the mental level. And you have to be honest with yourself.
So true.
Facts. I
I
usually
agree.
say it takes 42 muscles in the face to frown, but it only takes 4 to use this.
Oh man.
I'm just gonna kind of
Enjoy the
elaborate
simple
before we
pleasures.
move on. But I definitely agree with everything that you said. I just kind of want to add, like, not only does it impact, like with the bullying and stuff, but I think like when people post, it's almost like an ego boost. Like if I don't get this amount of likes, I'm
Uh-huh.
not beautiful, or if I don't get this amount of shares, I'm not a good And I think we have based so much because let's be honest, while the phone is a beautiful technology, like where it connects us all, it also separates us. If you really think about it, your Facebook is
Uh-huh.
just you, your Instagram is just, is based around you. And I think it's caused like almost like a bit of a narcissism in each of us, like a narcissistic tendency to kind of be selfish in that way, because it's all based around just let me post pictures of myself. Or I mean, I know, like, I think even the selfie kind of when you think about it, like people have actually like hurt themselves trying to take
Hmm.
selfies on the mountain peak, or whatever. It's like you were so involved. And even for myself, especially being on here, I had to like tell myself, okay, I only stream here. Like I don't stream outside of this because I have to have a separation between me and this. And that doesn't go to say that I don't love all of you, but you have to have some sort of separation for your own mental, well-being. You have to have like that time to yourself for self-love. Um, but I definitely agree with everything. That was very well said, Chad.
Yeah, I rock with that too. Just to add on to what y'all was saying, the way I look at it is, yeah, it's fun to meet like minds, and kind of basically deal with people that you know have the same mind frame that you do. That's a beautiful thing. But I also remember, as far as the negativity and things, and this is the information highway. First and foremost, this is the information highway. People, this is the one place anybody can reinvent themselves to give you a perception of they're living the life of O'Reilly, and they don't have a pot to piss in and a window to throw it out of.
Mm-hmm.
And they want to bring you down just to big up themselves and give them some type of satisfaction where, hey, I know I'm not what's the word I'm looking for? I know I'm not living lavish or anything like that, and you come on here with this, you know, larger than life attitude. Let me make you feel the way I do by bringing you down. Just like I met you, it, I didn't know you before I got on here. I don't mind leaving you there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Makes a
But
lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
my old man used to tell me all the time, if your right hand offends you, chop it off. It didn't make sense to me then, but it does now.
For sure.
I thought that was kind of confusing at first because I need my right hand, but that's neither here or there.
Oh,
That's neither here or there.
if y'all are
But
just pulling up, y'all, that's okay. You guys haven't missed much, y'all. We still have a little bit more to discuss. You can find us here every what? Every Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Red Room Talk. We just discussed how was your upbringing and early life experiences affect your current mental health. Are there any unresolved traumas or past events that continue to impact your well-being? Y'all just missed the hot seat question. If you weren't here, I'm sorry. You'll have to check it out on YouTube. Um, but significant life changes or losses can have a profound impact on one's emotional well being. These experiences can cause sadness, grief, and a range of other complex emotions, making it important to seek support from loved ones or professionals. Engaging in self care activities such as exercise, therapy, or journaling may also be helpful in processing these emotions and gradually restoring emotional well being. So the question is,
Have you experienced any significant life changes or losses recently that have affected your emotional well-being?
I lost my stomach a little bit, but that's a good thing.
Sorry.
And that's a good mental
It's a
health
good
thing
one. It
right
don't have
there.
to be a
Oh
bad
yeah.
thing. It don't have to be a bad thing.
Oh yeah. I think I'm going to be a sexy man for the winter.
Well, for me, this question is it's double sided. I did go through significant life change and some significant life losses. I was recently engaged, you know what I'm saying? That ended and all of that. You had to go through all of that, get through it. Um, one of my closest allies and confidants since I was growing up passed away right around Thanksgiving. And then earlier in 23, I lost one of my battle buddies that I went down range with twice, you know what I'm saying? Low out combat, made it back home. Um, and he removed himself from this world, and it hurt me because I felt like the relationship that we had, um, I wanted to be there. I should have been there, you know. And those are things that we can't really change or nothing like that. But it is something that we deal with, especially going through Veterans Day. And me and him will always go out on Veterans Day. That was our thing. Like Veterans Day, we're gonna go get our food, do all this other type of stuff. We even had occasional spots where we go shoot pool and all of that good stuff too. And one of the biggest things when that happened was I I had an outlet of people behind me that I was able to rely on, able to be transparent with, with my feelings and let them know what I was going through. And the support system that I have, I don't want to say I'm cocky, but you guys got to get it. You have to. You have to be able to find those people that actually care about you and don't play about you the way you don't play about you. Allow those people in because trust me, when I tell you everyone needs someone, it's a fact. And when you have this security blanket, I'm 6'6". This security blanket of support that I have around me is about 17, 18 feet yay high. You understand? Like I have one huge support system. I'm so thankful for everybody that's a part of that. And that took a while to be established and everything else. But you gotta take those steps and you have to build it. And that support system is what actually helped me get through those losses and those changes.
Just to ask you a question. I don't mean to interrupt or anything. Um, Growing up, I was always a problem solver. Okay, and just the fact of I haven't really had any people to run to, but maybe two, three people. But at the same time, I know they have their lives and everything, their own problems. But at the same time, um, hold on, my brain glitching. Give me 1 second. Um, as far as the support system, doesn't that I mean, if you're looking for a support system, I always had a problem with vulnerability. Um, that's why I've always, if anybody that really knows me, I'm a really quiet type of person because you know people take your times that you're down and try and use them against you for their self embetterment. And
Mm-hmm.
I've always had a problem with trusting somebody with my vulnerabilities. That's why I don't, I don't, I really don't. I smile when I can, or I, I don't like blushing. That kind of thing with a significant other or anything like that. So it's it's kind of tough for me, and I would what would be if would y'all have like a solution or of some sort to where would I be able to look as far because I'm not even gonna fake the funk with you. I don't trust hotlines because I don't know them people. That's just my own belief. But I mean, it's somebody I can just
Listen,
talk
you
water
have a friend,
normal.
and all of us here, who not only who are here on the panel, but you know you have this big headed one over here next to me. Anytime, listen, anyone who's here in the audience, here on the panel, I'm definitely an open hotline. If you need a hotline, I can be the Jen and Juice hotline. If you just need to talk, I would rather listen to. Ooh, look at him! See, I'm gonna need a hotline after this because he gonna need one 911. Um, but y'all, seriously, and I mean that in the most serious way. That if you ever need anyone, my line is always open. Um,
And just to give, I'm sorry,
Go ahead.
just to give you a word of advice, Midnight. As a fellow male, it took years of taking those small steps every day for me to get to this point where um, I can blush and smile and do all those things that you're talking about, or be openly vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? Broadcast what I'm going through to get me to where I am, because it's it's the aspect of not being able to trust. And I can identify with that. I just had some knives pulled out of my back before the turn of the year by people I thought that I could trust, that I let in, that use certain things I said to try to bring me down. But at the end of the day, I know my story. My story is being written. I'm going through with it. It took me a while to get here, and it was because I was able to get it out. You know what I'm saying? So, my brother, I don't care if you have to yell into your pillow, spend your time, you know what I'm saying, however you get your emotions out. But when you're able to get it out, the things that you were wanting to feel and wanting to go through, it'll become easier, the smile, being vulnerable, you know what I'm saying? It becomes easier. It becomes
Isn't it?
almost like a walk in the park. But
Mm-hmm.
it takes one small step, you know what I'm saying? Only you can take that step, and it's going to happen when you're ready. But there's many other outlets where you can get out. You don't have to necessarily talk to someone. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? You can do some writing or something that soothes you, but you have to make sure that you're using that time for what you want to use it for, which is to get certain things out. You know what I'm saying? Because you'll definitely feel better.
Mm-hmm.
And as Jen said, I'm here for you. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely here for you. I'm here for anybody who will need me. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely here. Definitely.
For sure. What about you, Queen?
Um, I feel like when it comes down to mental health, everyone has something, some system, some item, some idol, some mantra to bring you out of a dark space. And sometimes asking for help is just as simple as being like, "Hey, you want to come watch the game at my house?" You know, because it's the smallest things that we don't really pay attention to. And on the giving end, we may take well grown for granted. Sometimes people just need to hear it. Sometimes they just need to feel it. Sometimes they just need to taste it. Peace, tranquility, calm. They just need it, And you have to figure out, one, what is the root of this issue? Forgive yourself for it first, and then forgive the other person, but not necessarily for their trespass against you. Forgive them for you not being on your A game. Please excuse me because I allowed you into my space to do what you did to me. Because a lot of times we separate ourselves from the issue and don't want to accept the fact that we were gullible. We were naive. We got played.
Mm-hmm.
But every person is not that person that hurt you. And it took me a lot of freaking years to get okay with that. Understanding that you cannot take anything but the experience and the lesson from your previous issue, scenario, job, relationship, or whatever, and put the facts into your memory bank. But don't let the trauma from it control you.
Mm-hmm.
Eyes open, eyes signs of being played. what you would do as a person in that situation if you were the player, and just understand how people work. I feel like we're now, all of us are at the age, we've passed that cusp of naive idealism. So it's just about paying attention and, more importantly, trusting yourself. We as people go through so many things that make us question life itself, whether we should be living it and is it freaking worth it. As long as you're able to remind yourself on a constant and consistent basis that you are worth it, you are enough. And just as well as they say that there is someone for everyone, there's someone for you. You got to love every time like nobody ever hurt you. You got to go into a job like you never been fired before. And I agree with what one of you fellas said. I am numb to a lot of things. I just asked Shad, was I broken? Because bad news does not tear me down the way that it used to.
It's almost like
I'm sad. So on one hand, it's like I'm doing the work, I'm becoming mentally stronger. But meeting a new you can be traumatic. Battling who you are now to who you were before and who you're trying to become, that's going to be an uncomfortable place. But if you, once you gain that self-trust, that self-esteem, that confidence to just be like, I got this, and be willing to forgive yourself if and when you fail, because you might not win today, but there's always tomorrow. And one thing about life is it's going to continue throwing us stuff to get over.
So
most of us don't understand, and we need to understand that we are only in competition with the better version of ourselves. We're not in competition with who we were yesterday. We are trying to beat who we believe is the best of us. So
Very well.
I say just keep trying. Be patient with yourself, trust yourself, love yourself, and start giving yourself the flowers that you want from everyone else. And once you start walking in your truth, you'll start attracting the people who have the honesty to be around you.
Hey Jen, I just wanted to ask you a question real quick. I know at the end of the segment, you usually give food for thought at the end, but I got a little poem here that I think will resonate with this topic really well, because this poem, I used to be a part of a group called Ironically Jews, and it was a acronym for joining us in creating excellence. And they have we used to have a poem that we went by that we had to memorize called Invictus by William Ernest Henley. Do you mind if I do that?
okay, yes, you can. Well, I'm actually gonna let you give the outro then with that for this week's quote. How about that?
All right.
All right, deal. Um, so the significant life changes or loss that I kind of recently had that affected my emotional well being, and that's not always it's not always a bad thing. But moving out of state away from my family impacted me in both a positive way and a bit negative. Not that I didn't want to come here, but being away from my family, I've never lived away from my family. So the holidays passing, without them, I miss them a bit. But moving alone is stressful and navigating that new normal. Um, you know, and then navigating being a mom now. The stress of wanting to be the best mom, and I never felt that before. And so I know that's like that mom thing. Like, I want to be the best mom. I want to make sure that he's happy. I want to make sure that my partner's happy, and those things, like those type of stresses. So I definitely shout out to my mom, because the stress of that, I have a clear of understanding of not only what other parents go through, but what my mom went through as my mother, like, you don't really think about that until you're in those shoes. Um, and then being in a relationship and being a partner, brings on stress because you only had to worry about yourself, and you have another person's life in your hands to worry about. Especially when you want to be that best person, it's like that stress of like, okay, if I'm doing this wrong, I got to make sure that I fix this, or it's like that, just that new normal. When I was single for 9 years, coming into this, that's a change, and it's a great change. Like I said, it's not all a negative thing. Mental health isn't just all sadness and depression. Like, these are some great things too. But the work that comes along with it, it can be taxing. Like I said, being a mother for the first time, it's like a whole new world. I didn't have to change diapers and all that. Whoo, thank God. But especially with a teenager, like, that's a whole new ball game. Let me tell you, they're hungry all the time, all the time, 24/7. No, I'm just kidding. But it's just
They have to eat
finding a
before they
new.
eat.
They really are. But finding that new normal for me was like, okay, how do I navigate this? But it's been great too, because having that other person to be there is like, wow, because I always depended just solely on myself for the most part, and so to have that other person to go to was different too, because he'd be like, well, what's wrong, and I'm like, nothing, so to have to kind of like, okay, I have to start saying what it is that's wrong in those moments, because I do have that other person that's there. So just kind of navigating, having someone else too to take on those burdens or whatever it is that I'm feeling, even like the great things, too. So, but yeah, it's not only all bad, like there's things that can be stressful but are great things too. But if y'all are just pulling up,
It's not okay.
oh, okay, he
It's
said
not,
that's not okay. It's not
No,
okay.
it's not. Y'all late. Y'all late.
Um, but y'all, we just discussed how was your upbringing, early life experiences affected your current mental health. Are there any unresolved traumas or past events that have affected you, and have you experienced any significant life changes or losses that have affected you? But now I want to know about your surroundings. Um, the environment we are in and the support system we have play a crucial role. Y'all were just talking about this. Play a crucial role in our mental well-being. A positive and nurturing environment can provide a sense of safety, stability, and comfort, which can reduce stress and anxiety levels. Similarly, a strong and supportive network of family, friends, and professionals can offer emotional support, encouragement, and guidance when faced with challenges or mental health issues. Having these elements in place can promote mental well-being by fostering positive emotions, a sense of belonging, and access to resources that can aid in maintaining good mental health. So the question is,
How does your environment and support system contribute to your overall mental well-being? Do you regularly do check-ins with family or friends or family?
I think
Oh yeah,
that for
definitely.
the people around me, um, I think that I'm a very safe person. Um, I'm really multifaceted in when it comes down to emotions and life experience, and I'm very understanding and respectful of people's space and how they like to handle things. Um, but because I'm such a doer and such a giver, I am not the best on the receiving end. For the person who I feel like I'm the person that everybody calls when something is going wrong, and I'm so uncomfortable calling people when it's me that can't take it or feel like, you know, things are just way worse maybe than what they really are. And just recently, like, I got some news about a relative that is very dear to me that doesn't have a lot of time to live. And I have been very deterrent of this person, um, because one, I don't want to see them sick. And two, it's hard for me to let go, because my circle is usually so tight knit, so normal, and it's just the expectancy to always see these people or have them around. So to know that that's one less number that I'm able to call is very it puts me or drags me into like a very seemingly dark place where I just had to let my sister know, like, if you see me in my bed for 3 years, for longer than normal, please come get me out of my room, because I feel it and it's very heavy, and as a mother, the you want to protect your kids from everything, heartbreak, pain, bullies, disrespectful teachers, disrespectful kids. Like I want him to be hurt and understand it, or I'd rather him be hurt and understand it than to be okay with abuse. Because when I was younger, it would be like, oh, well, it's your brother. It doesn't matter. Hurt is hurt, pain is pain, wrong is wrong. So I can be one to admit to admit tonight here with you guys that I am not mentally okay. It feels every day like I wear a mask, at least for the last 3 months. And I still find myself with nothing in my cup, pouring into encouraging and enlightening the people around me. But it is hard. It is gut wrenching. Sometimes I don't eat. I have trouble sleeping, even with medication, and one of you guys says relative to it earlier. Sometimes the strength that you get, you don't even know you have until you look back and you be like, dang, I really went through that. Or dang, I'm really handling all of that. And then it takes other people to be like, I don't even know how you're still standing here. I don't know how you do it, and it's just like, I feel like everyone else gets a break. I don't. If you have family members like mother, like a mother specifically that you can call, I don't have that. I don't have family members that are going to take me in if I don't make it. So the answer is never no. And even that is a lot of stress, because some people will look you dead in your face and be like, denied, nope, can't give you the credit, no, we don't got that tire, I'm 30 miles away from home, nobody has my tire. And it's just like, oh, it feels sometimes you rest just to be prepared for hell.
Like you never get to take that cape off.
Like you never get to just... And if you do, it's only so you can catch your breath to deal with another blow. And so to reel it back in, my surroundings play a very, very, very big part. And so does the people around me, the people who just call and sit on the phone with me, or who allow me to come into their lives and their and just kind of laugh so I don't cry. And the family here that I've gotten, from Tag specifically, I had 2 or 3 surgeries this year. This woman barely freaking knew me and was on the bus and the BART after going to work, and she lives 100 miles away? 68 to 100 miles away from me, but made it down for not 1, but 2 surgeries. And I have 13 sisters. Not one of them came over here and seen if I was okay. The doctor's office came and picked me up, delivered me to the hospital, and brought me back home. But if one of y'all called me right now and said, hey, I'm having surgery on this date, don't even worry about it. I'll be down there. Don't even worry about it. So instead of, and I don't take rejection well, so instead of allowing somebody to pick up the phone and be like, yo, I'm not really feeling good, or, you got a minute for me, I'd rather just isolate myself.
I lived it. I lived it. I lived it since I was 13 years old, as far as isolating myself. Being in a house with a full-fledged family, and I didn't go out to hang out. All I did was go eat, use the restroom, go back in my room. I know exactly what you're going through on that. I lived it.
Mm-hmm.
And just having a mother or a father to talk to. I don't. They're alive. I don't have that. Me and my dad don't see eye to eye at all, and my mom disowned me. So I know exactly what you're talking about. And so that, yeah, it struck a nerve with me. I didn't mean to interrupt you at all, but I know exactly what that feels like. And just that replays in my mind over and over. So the way I look at the way my environment affected me, I've had, since I stopped talking to my family, since I fell out with my dad and my mom, I've had a lot of I've had a lot of mud, or I've had a lot of water that turned into blood, and I've had a lot of blood that turned into water because
Mhm.
I exiled myself from my own family. And the fact of dealing with it, I mean, the ones that are there for me still, they still give me my roses while I can still smell them. And I like to return the favor by checking up on them, talking to them on a normal. Because even though on my mom's side of the family, I'm the oldest. I'm the oldest boy. But
Mhm.
they worry about me the most because they know what I've been through. And they know at any given time I can crack.
Mhm.
And I'm not 6'6", not by a long shot, but I'm a pretty big dude, and I know if I get mad, I can hurt some things. Just long story short, I done broke a Tonka truck when I was a kid, and we all know how hard breaking a Tonka truck is. But it, I, all that, just it is turned up. It is my environment. I don't really necessarily worry about my environment affecting me because I go to work, I come home, and I find different avenues to really just get my mind away from everything. Not to negate the fact weed is a very good outlet to relaxation, but as far as the family and friends, I look at my friends as my family. My loyalty to them and their loyalty to me has made us family, and made an unbreakable bond to where I can call on them and they're not afraid to tell me, "Hey, you're messing up. Hey, you're doing so well. I'm proud of you." And just the fact of somebody saying that, "Hey, hey B, I'm proud of you." Like that's just a it's not only a sigh of relief, it's a sign of vindicate it's a vindication for me, to where at least I know I did something right, or saying that, hey, I might have affected them in a good way. And it makes me get, excuse me for, you might hear me breaking up, my voice breaking up, but it's such an emotional spot for me. And I try not to let that, I try and look at that little beacon of hope that keeps me pushing through. That's the little thing that makes, through all the pain, through all the disappointment and everything, that little that little beacon of light is what made me keep going, keep pushing, keep not giving up. And it feels good to have people have, even though the circle is small as a Cheerio, long story short, but it's still good to have those people that I can call my brothers. And it, I'm cool with it, you know.
Mhm.
In terms of the environment, my support system, how they contribute to my overall, mental well being. Um, Again, I don't want to brag too much, but my support system is astronomical in the leaps and bounds that I've progressed. And over my evolution, I want to let y'all know that it's okay to not be okay. I'm gonna say it again. It's okay to not be okay. When you have your support system and those people around you, um, they get to know you. And in certain times, I've been caught. My sister asked me, "Hey, are you all right? You good?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm straight." She's like, "Yeah, I ain't buying it." You know what I'm saying? She's able to tell. And there are some times where it's like, you've been missing. Everything okay? You're good. And I'll even let people know, you know what? I'm about to take some time for me. Y'all might not see me. I'm gonna be around. You feel free to reach out if you want to, but I'm taking some time for me because I've got to the area now where I realize that spending time doing the things that make me happy, so just being alone to myself, all of that is just encouraging because I can only worry about me then. I can put some time in and working on me and focusing on me. But taking that time to develop those relationships with the friends that turn into family is very important. Being able to be transparent and open, letting them know, hey, I'm not having one of the best days, I'll reach out, I reach back out, that type of thing, you know what I'm saying? Putting, people fears and stuff at ease, that type of thing. But the support system I have has been astronomical in my development. And again, I want to let everybody know, keep going. I don't know what you have on you, what you are thinking about, what is encompassing your spirit. Keep going. We have to go through it to get through it. And I'm not just trying to say this to say it. When I tell you every day is a fight for me, myself, it's literally a fight. It's a fight. Um, and with the way things have changed for me and the support system that I have, I wake up daily ready to swing, So I wake up daily ready to swing. I'm prepared, and it's nothing like having the right support system in your corner because it definitely can help. The wrong support system can hinder you. But again, we have to realize those signs and make sure we're surrounding ourselves around the correct people and having the correct people around.
Um,
Okay.
so as far as my support system, I'd say I have a pretty great support system. Not only from Wancho, as my partner, but my pop. That's like my best friend. He, my stepdad, my mom, my family, but even from those who I've met on this very app. Um, People can tell. It is so funny because I got a sidebar message not long ago, but people can tell with just a facial expression how I'm feeling. I literally, my emotions are written all over my face, and I can't help that. Wancho will tend to save me if he sees it, in my face. He'll be like, okay, you either need to get off of something because I can see it on your face. People message me sidebar and ask if I'm okay, or those random encouraging messages or words that I get from Queen or Shad or other friends. Even Mistress, she damn near had me boohooing on New Year's. She sent this message, just kind of as like a New Year thing and letting me know how important, I've been to her. And you really don't realize how close and how much people from just an app can impact you mentally. But one of the biggest and most impactful things is when I'm in therapy. Wancho, he'll send a text knowing that I'm in therapy, and just sometimes he'll just say I love you or whatever. But because he understands how hard it can be, and like in that moment, I might be having a really tough moment. I might be crying, and in that moment, I'll look up and I'll see the message, and I'm like, okay, like I got this. And even I had been out of therapy since I had moved here, and I had my first session, and Mistress said message me. She's like, make sure you call me after, and I called her after, and just to talk about it, because it's like that. It's a definitely a heavy weight to start something again when you've been away from it. It's like you realize how much you needed it, but that support system alone too, my therapist. I had a therapist who I connected with really well, and then moved to a new area, and sorry, she's laughing because I told her about my new therapist. She's a great person, you guys. I'm not sure, it's. I guess it takes all kinds, but just to me, I think dipping my toe back in the water to get back in there was a lot for me to even put myself back out, out there. So I really do feel like I have a great support system, even just from those here on this app. And you don't realize how just one word, like Queen will send me a message like, I just want you to know you're doing great, and I'll tear up because I'm like, dang, like I'm like, Heifer, how you know I needed that right now? Like I needed that right now. How'd you know? But even when she don't know, it's like she knows, or like, he'll look at me, he'll be like, what's wrong? I'm like, nothing. He'll be like, you lying. But it's like people can look at me and just know that there's something wrong, even if I don't say it outwardly. I could have a smile on my face, I could be laughing, but it's like they just have that knowing, and I love that, and I'm very thankful for, those of you who have ever said, "Are you okay?" Like those things really matter to someone who don't always have that type, of person to go to. So I do appreciate that. I am fortunate to have a group of people that actually care. Um,
We love you, Janae.
but if y'all are just pulling up, you're late. I'm not even gonna say it's okay anymore. We're 15 minutes out. You're late. But you guys can find us here every Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Red Room Talk. We did have another question, but we'll save that for another segment, y'all. But we do end every show to come to a place of healing. And normally I would do the quote, but actually Midnight, I'm going to allow him to do our outro quote. He has a poem to share. So go ahead with that, Midnight, and then we'll do our outros, and I'll play a little ditty.
All right. Once again, this poem has gotten me through a lot, and just wanna, if anybody who's going through something, just like we all are, I know we all going through something. This poem is basically saying never give up. As much as you've been beaten down, drugged through the mud, and still never give up. And it goes something like this. Out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeons of chance, my head is bloody but unbowed. Give me 1 second. I had it. Okay, give me 1 second. Okay, beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul.
Thank you for sharing that. Thank you. So y'all, it's a wrap. I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys give your outros. Go ahead, Queen, give your outros. Let us know what you got going on. Then we'll move on to.
Okay. Thank you so much for everyone tuning in to the Red Room Talk with all of us. I am Queen Essence, and again, I'm just a bald-headed hairstylist for right now, and we're going to get into a lot of great things for 2024. I'm very excited because my lovely Jen finally locked me in on a logo for this business, so I can really start making moves. So that happened today, and I'm very excited. Every single Saturday I get to spend with these people. I am appreciative. I am honored. Very excited for 2024 on the Red Room Talk and all the other endeavors that these other few people have lined up, because I do get the inside on it. So you guys will just have to stick around, wait and see, and like, comment, subscribe, and share. And bye.
I didn't get that last part. Maybe the decibels in the.
That part was that the part?
Okay, yeah, that part.
Save me or whatever.
Duly noted. Um, I'm the quicker picker upper, the bounty guy. midnight. But catch me when you catch me. I'm on here. Catch me when you do. Catch me when you don't. Um, arrivederci and au revoir.
OG Shy, you know what I'm saying? OG Shy for a reason. The co-host of this show right here, where talk y'all fade me up. I mean, like daddy, everybody. And catch me out here in these sad streets doing my thing 3 times a day, daily. Trust me, fade me. You want to fade me? Do that. Also here every Saturday, you know what I'm saying? 10 o'clock, sharp, Eastern Standard Time, you know, so the Red Room Talk, you know what I'm saying? This is home. I love it here, you know what I'm saying? So make sure y'all fade me, tap in. I got a lot of stuff I'm working on myself, but again, I need you all to know that you matter. Keep going, keep pushing, keep striving.
And keep watching this show on Saturday.
Yeah, even when you think you're not doing good, keep going. Keep going. We got to go through it to get through it. You know what I'm saying?
I just want to point out it's sad. It's a lot of T's, not a D's.
Saturday.
It's sad.
That's
today.
That's the
Yeah, that's a D. That's a D.
That's a D.
Not a T. Not a lot of T's. A lot of D's.
That's what she said.
That's what he said.
Anyway. Y'all, I am Jen and Juice. I am the host of this show, y'all. Before I give my outro, if you or anyone you know do need help and they need someone to reach out to, I did put up the list of all the suicide hotlines for veterans, for the LGBT community, for also there's a couple other ones, but there's a few. There's some for everyone who needs someone to talk to. You guys, please tap into that if you do need to utilize that, and any myself included. If you need any one to talk to, I'm always here to be an open book. But you guys can find me every Saturday, not only here, but you guys can find me tomorrow if you hit that top bubble with the favorito, like a burrito, not now, but right now we do Soul Food Sunday tomorrow in his live, so make sure y'all tap in tomorrow. We'll be cooking up not only some food but some conversation, so make sure y'all tap in. I know you're about to say something. Oh, you were so petty. Okay, yeah. See, but also, y'all, on Tuesdays, we have a newer show called Wancho Snacks and Juice. That's so crazy. You're both grounded. Wancho Snacks and Juice, where we try the newest snacks and drinks to hit the market. And also, y'all, if you haven't already, I have a little secret. We're doing a contest right now where you can actually get free merch. You know, that all you have to do is follow the instructions on the wanchojuice.com. Oh, that's bullshit. wanchojuice.com post, y'all. Who don't like free shit? Okay, I'm gonna need y'all to go follow the instructions and share. Oh, that's some bullshit. I need some, you know what, this is some crazy stuff. You know, I thought I had like a group of people here I could count on, but I guess I can count on.
Who doesn't like a fade party?
That's crazy. But wanchojuice.com is up and running, y'all. But if you want to win some free merch, like free, I don't know who don't like free 99, but make sure y'all tap into wancho.juice on Instagram and share, like, comment, huh?
All our stuff.
Oh, tomorrow is actually the last day to win free merch. So get y'all's likes and shares and comments before tomorrow. Yes, there it is. There's Wancho. There we are. Look at that, so beautiful. Wancho Juice site is up and running. Tomorrow's the last day for the contest. Share it now and get y'all likes up. And yeah, Wendy.
Y'all still in the live stream? Get y'all behind over to wanchojuice.com. What you doing? What you
Look,
doing?
I'm on there.
Get you some JU Ice.
Okay, maybe it's Monday. So get y'all shares and likes tomorrow. Comment Wancho Juice. The winner will be announced on Wancho Snacks and Juice on Tuesday. So y'all make sure you pop in to see if you won the merch. And also, thank y'all. This is it. I'm gonna play a little ditty, alright?
My fault, your mistake.
Did I forget anything? I feel like I might have forgot something. I don't know. Why is it not letting me open this? Okay, here we go. And if anyone is an artist out there that sings, you know, that would like to, you know, put their little touch on this, hit me up. Maybe we can make some or something.
No.
It's the Diddy No Bop.
So slow for me. I feel just sad. It's just no Bob. Listen, no Bob, but I can put up my hair now so I can have a poppy top. You know what I'm saying? He can't do that. I know he's a little sad about that.